Good evening. It is my honor to acknowledge this evening His Excellency, the Governor Martin Roper, Premier, the Honorable Wayne Panton, Minister for Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, the Honorable Bernie Bush, Acting Minister for Planning, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, Mr. Dwayne Seymour, Head of Youth Services Unit Designate, Mr. James Miles, Director of the Department of Sports, Mr. Kurt Hyde, the Honorable Minister for Health and Wellness, the Honorable Sabrina Turner, and other distinguished guests. Welcome to the 2022 Proud of Them Awards ceremony. I am Lloyd Barker, a Proud of Them alumnus, and with me is Miss Mariah Tibbetts, former Miss Cayman Islands Universe and Proud of Them alumna, and we will be your masters of ceremony tonight.
Thank you for that introduction, Lloyd. It is truly an honor to share with you in this momentous occasion tonight as we highlight the nation's young people and celebrate this round of Proud of Them honorees. I am definitely looking forward to what the night has in store.
And it is clear that we keep raising the bar for the Proud of Them Awards initiative. And I am happy to co-MC with Mariah, and of course to be here with our 15 honorees and their guests. Now, some of our honorees are abroad for their studies, but their families and friends have joined us in full support, and tonight promises some memorable moments for all.
Yes, this will definitely be an evening to remember. Coming off the last few years of uncertainty, being able to share tonight is truly something to be thankful for. Might I add that our audience is also looking very well dressed tonight. Good job, guys. I hope you all got a chance to capture some photos to commemorate the occasion, but for those of you who haven't gotten a photo yet, don't worry, the night is still young. Make sure to snap a photo. We have a red carpet outside for you, and make sure you tag Cayman Youth on social media when you post it.
Yes, and thanks for reminding us about that, Mariah. That is a fitting tag to match our ceremony theme of honoring youth innovation and excellence. Now, our honorees are a true reflection of the expansive potential of our Cayman youth.
I wholeheartedly agree with that, Lloyd. Tonight, we will celebrate them with special guest presenters, awesome videos, performances, and of course, the award ceremony segment. To make the night especially memorable, let's ensure all cell phones are muted, please, as we enjoy tonight's company.
And without further ado, let us start this ceremony as our audience joins me in welcoming to the stage the Honorable Minister for Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, Bernie Bush, who will provide opening remarks.
Protocol having been established. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that I'm happy, proud. You put all those good adjectives in to know that this event has something that's been established. The first year they had it, my son made his, he was on one of the boards, and what that really did was make everyone see that he looked like his mother, not like me. But I know a lot of the recipients that have been on these boards, and I can say they have done a good job of representing the youth and representing this country. And I do hope that the level that has been set, that the new set will also step up to the mic. After this year, there will be some changes to this. It will be looked at carefully, scrutinized, and the standard will be raised. Other types of young people will be looked at, and it is all in the works. So those of you who are here Personally, I'd like to say congratulations. It is such an honor to be here tonight. Nelson Mandela famously said, "The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow." Looking around the room surrounded by the future of Cayman Islands, I think it's safe to say Cayman's future is in good hands. Our proud of them honorees have clearly demonstrated their ability to lead the way, and we are looking forward to their contributions to our islands, regionally and internationally. Previously, young persons were excluded from decision-making. However, there is a worldwide shift where consultations, everybody is asking the youth for their opinions. They're being sought at in every field on matters pertaining to governance, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Young persons have particularly, through the pandemic, have shown their ability to adapt, integrate technology, and their resilience is outstanding. You have a voice. You matter, and we benefit tremendously from the participation of our young people. These opportunities we intend to capitalize on while updating the 2011 youth policy and with the reestablishment of a youth commission. There's a youth symposium that will be called YES that's coming along as well. The pandemic held it up, and it stands for Youth Empowerment Symposium. A lot of lines along with that will be entrepreneurship and many other aspects, but it'll be one of the greatest youth conferences this country will have ever seen. I cannot say if this resilience is an inherent trait or a gift in the spirit of trailblazing Caymanians who came before us. However, I can say that it was a strongly held value by our older Caymanians that we mentor our young people with the intention that one day we will pass the torch to them. Every young person in this room is solidifying their place in our islands. Our responsibility is to strengthen their efforts, especially as they seek to encourage other young people to join them as change agents and advances in our nation. I am sure my honorable colleagues in attendance agree that we are here to support you and prepare you for the passing of the torch. I am proud that we value the contributions of our young people and that we are here tonight to recognize them in such a meaningful way. Honorees, as you continue to share your talents and skills with our wider community beyond these accomplishments, we look forward to the ripple effect of your excellence. Without knowing it, your talents will inspire other young people to overcome adversities, create new channels for businesses and careers, embrace and take pride in our culture and heritage, and develop unique expressions of work, life, and leisure. You make a monumental difference by aspiring to be the best in whatever you do. On behalf of the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage and its staff, which, just to let you know, 3 of the top staff are all out with COVID, and we have the other 2 workhorses here, Ms. Barnes and Ms. Ventisha. On behalf of the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, please accept our sincere congratulations and thanks for your efforts. Continue to make us proud. We look forward to what the future holds for you and for our beloved islands. You all can make a difference. You all will make a difference. Thank you for striving to be who you are.
Thank you for those profound remarks, Minister. At this time, we now invite the 2022 honoree, Okezie Eliwanya, to offer an opening prayer along with honoree Liana da Costa for the national anthem and national song.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Protocol having been established, let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, gathered before you are your servants and children, having stood here after working hard to achieve their goals and dreams. And we could not have done it without you. Through the years of studying and the support behind us, we'd like you not only to thank you for giving us the strength, giving us the resilience, but for blessing us with the people behind us to help us achieve the things we once thought impossible. We thank you for keeping us safe, for keeping the world safe, for keeping us out of danger, out of peril. And we hope that in the future, we may achieve our dreams. And we can only do so with your help. And we hope that you will help us and bless us and continue protecting us. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Good night, everyone. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen. O land of soft, fresh breezes, a verdant tree so fair, with thy Creator's glory reflected everywhere. O sea of palest emerald, merging to darkest blue, whene'er my thoughts fly Godward, I always think of you. Dear verdant island set in blue Caribbean sea, I'm coming very soon, oh beauteous isle, to thee. Although I've wandered far, my heart enshrines thee yet. Homeland fair Cayman Isle, I cannot thee forget.
Thank you very much. As you know, tonight's festivities include dinner because it wouldn't be a real Caymanian celebration without it, right?
And you know, Mariah, being here certainly brings back some pleasant memories.
I can imagine that it would, Lloyd. I can also imagine how excited the honorees must be to receive this award, which include a $1,000 grant and a billboard erected in their honor. I remember how I felt when I was a part of them honoree, but Lloyd, can you describe for the audience what it felt like seeing your billboard for the first time?
I mean, yes, the memories, the joy and excitement, and really just that refreshing feeling. It was such a delight, and not only my own, but that of all of the community, as well as my friends and family, and everyone else who would have shared in that moment with me. You know, so really just such a refreshing and blessed feeling. And at this time, we will settle ourselves into the dinner portion of the evening, but as we receive an address from our keynote speaker.
So this is the part where Lloyd and I get to join you as we sit back and relax for our deliciously prepared meals. Following the keynote address, while we proceed with dinner, we will be in for a treat of a performance by a young, aspiring poet. Using her own dynamic voice, Miss Lauren Williams will share her poetic insights into youth empowerment.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let us hand over to our inspiring keynote speaker, proud of them alumna, Miss LaToya Francis, who has held various youth leadership positions in the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, and Southeast London. In 2018, she officially launched Let Me Live, a nonprofit organization focused on youth empowerment through education initiatives and social advocacy programs, with projects that have touched communities in the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, the United States, Uganda, and India. LaToya is a current member of the Education Council of the Cayman Islands and is a member of the Committee for the Promotion of Research and Cayman Scholarship. LaToya continues to be very involved in her local church, Church of God Chapel Frank Sound, and she is also the current youth director and member of the Church Council. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our keynote speaker, Miss LaToya Francis.
Good night, everyone. Protocol having been established. Trying to get my mask off, sorry. I would like to convey my deepest gratitude for this opportunity to share these few words with you all this evening. I'm what I like to refer to as a preacher in denial. But I promise I will not have multiple closings tonight, or will I get up to any whooping and hollering. As I stand here this evening, I cannot begin to describe the deep sense of pride and honor I feel to be here to celebrate this year's honorees. I remember the feelings of awe and shock I had when I too received this honor in 2013. Empowering young people, and anyone for that matter, to accomplish their God-given destiny is something that truly sets my heart and soul on fire. And it is for this reason, and this reason alone, that I ascend to my soapbox this evening to bring to you what I believe was given to me for you. Last week, I found myself at my standing desk at work, pushing through to 5 p.m., listening to The Black Effect by the Carters. And as the bass and the lyrics allowed me to break out into a skank, a 1-2 step, I was inspired to look behind me through my office window. And when I did, I saw a sight that brought butterflies to my stomach. I saw the trees, almond trees, and a lanky coconut tree to be exact, dancing. It was almost as if they were swaying side to side with me, almost as if they could hear the music I was listening to, and almost as if they were waiting for me to burst into this highly anticipated mid-afternoon jubilation. Now I want you to track with me. I know how quote-unquote crazy this sounds, and in the quote-unquote real world, I know that the reality for the trees dancing was probably due to the wind speed, but yet the creative in me could not ignore or shake the feeling that this was a type of cautionary tale that I needed to share with you all tonight. Romans 8:19 says, "For the whole creation hopes for and expects the revelation of the sons of God to be revealed." I posit to you, world changers in the room, that there is something within you that all creation is waiting eagerly to see manifested. Back to my fanciful tale, y'all can't tell me nothing. Those trees were dancing with me because I chose to get up out of my seat, change my position of comfort, and intentionally decided that I was gonna be me, all me. You see, we live in a time where the media is constantly trying to dictate the narrative of how you and I are supposed to live our lives, trying to tell us who we're supposed to be. And tonight, I'm here to encourage you to not be afraid to blaze your own paths, and which the fact that you guys are, or you ladies and gentlemen are being honored tonight tells me that you've already been blazing your own paths. Innovation and excellence are not birth in comfortability. I like the way Brené Brown puts it. Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Excellence can only be achieved through the commitment to being fearless when it comes to failure and vulnerable enough to ask for direction or help when we need it. The trees danced with me last week, and I believe for you in this room, you will cause the world to dance with you. When we are fully being who God has created us to be, we give others the strength to chart the course that God has destined for them. So tonight, I want to leave you with 3 statements. The first, pursue excellence over mediocrity. A few months ago, I had a chat with a couple of young people, and it surprised me to see how many of them were just okay with just passing, so having passing grades. And in essence, they were okay with just doing enough. And as I understood it, they were okay and content with mediocrity. There's an old adage attributed to Aristotle that says, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit." And for you proud of them honorees in the room, I want to implore you to consistently pursue excellence. To be very clear, this does not mean perfection, but it does mean doing everything to the best of your ability. No one can fault you for trying your best as you move forward to greatness. I want to encourage you that in your pursuit, showing up as your best self, I want to encourage you in your pursuit to show up as your best self, and I guarantee you excellence will be in tow. Growing up in Jamaica, I heard this quote often, and tonight I share it with you. The heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but while their companions slept, were toiling upward into the night. And this is by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. A dream or a goal worth pursuing will require a payment. Some say a payment of blood, sweat, and tears. Tonight, I put it this way. Your dream or your goal will require from you a payment of hard work, dedication, and grace. A payment that many will refuse to pay. But you, keep the course. And whatever dream you have, I want you to pursue it with excellence in mind and in action. The great Dr. Seuss says, you won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang, and soon you'll take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. And when those times come, and believe me, they will, this is where you will find the power of grace. Grace given to others, but more importantly, the grace you give to yourself. Know that failure is not final, and that after every storm cloud, there is a silver lining. My dear honorees, find solace in the understanding that this too shall pass. So in these times, I want to implore you to take time to celebrate those ahead of you, and then resume your race. After all, living a life of excellence is a marathon, not a sprint. Second, your voice matters. I know sometimes as young people we get discouraged because we believe that if someone has already done it, there's no room for us to do it. I want to encourage you that you still can do it, that your voice is needed at the table. And even if a song has been sung 1 million times, it has never been sung by you. And the way you sing it may bring a new twist, a new understanding, a new glimmer of hope. Your voice might be that missing factor, that winning combination that unlocks mysteries that generations before you have labored for. I want you to maintain the mentality that there's enough space at the table. In order for us to be truly innovative and bring forth solutions that mankind is yearning for, we need to be brave enough to speak up, brave enough to stand up, brave enough to take journeys that are less traveled. As I said before, innovation is not found in places of comfortability, nor is excellence found in the company of mediocrity. I want to encourage you to speak up and be bold enough to lend your ideas, as unconventional as they may be, as solutions to the everyday problems that we encounter in our community. As a friend of mine told me recently, I want to declare over you tonight, there has never been one like you. And that's why only you can do and be you. Your voice matters. Speak up. Finally, we are waiting for you. As Romans 8:19 so eloquently announces, all of creation is waiting for you to be manifested. The word manifested means to display or show, to be evidence of or prove. We are waiting earnestly to see your light shine, to see evidence of the greatness we already know to be true in you. Proud of them, this is your launching pad. Your face on the billboards is an announcement that greatness lies within you. And there's no need to feel pressure, because this is who you already are. My fellow Proud of Them honorees, this is a call to just be. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and there's a line in it that I will never forget and I'll share with you tonight. The universe conspires to make your dreams come true. We, your community, will be committed to being the wind beneath your wings as you take off from this platform to tread the journey that God has laid out for you, committing to cheering you on along the way. In closing, I only had one closing. In closing, Proud of Them honorees, I dare say, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor has it entered into the hearts of men what God has prepared for you. The manifestation I speak of has already been written, so I say, maktub. We are waiting for you. All right. Thank you for sharing this night with me. Thank you for sharing this night with me. And I will take my leave and welcome our poet, Miss Lauren Williams, to make her way to the podium.
Good evening. Thank you so much. I don't usually title my poems, so if anyone wants to speak to me after about titling this one, I would much appreciate it. As you see yourself and others today, remember, there is value in the village for the fiery feeling within you. A folktale fact says, fanning by the villagers' hands made a village, children at home, because no village means no home. No warmth, just cold. Remember, when you see the youth today, lift the flame. Make the walls stronger, the sight brighter, ablaze. Carefully listen. It has come to you in our midst as a fire, a voice, a feeling, a hum, a push, a gravity pull. That of which you may feel it deeply. Set your heart ablaze. Lift fire to things that do not serve all or for those who need a helping hand. Ashes to straw walls, they are not made for heavy rain. When the ceiling leaks and the windows are barricaded, leave the room. You can find home and strength within yourself, and you will find it bigger than your fears. Build upon the foundation where your feet are pressed into the earth. You may sing a new song without permission, fortunate for past rhythms, but if you must feel the warmth a little more, speak your truth. From a fire, a voice, a feeling, a hum, a push, a gravity pull. How do you set your heart ablaze? There is a need in you believing. We need you to believe in yourself. Despite the odds and how failure may feel, how you think it makes you look, memorize these times now. Let it be known you are the beholder of your heart. The flame inside, and this village will keep fanning. Paint this picture. Small stones together do make a wall, or a tower, or a beautiful bridge. Small things that make big things that help small people, the anchor and sail of this nation made by your little deeds. We need you to dream big and do small actions for a bigger picture, big actions to help every corner of creation, or for those who haven't heard, for those who have been overlooked, to help oneself, to see the change they could have never dreamt of, ideas others couldn't dare themselves to think about. You need to feel this warmth. Do not let people who hold water jugs waiting trickle your flame down. Who will you be if you listen to doubt? Thank you. Thank you for listening. I hope you're looking forward to all that this night has in store. Our esteemed MCs will be back to lead us through tonight's celebration when dinner is completed. Thank you.
All right, how is everyone doing? Was the dinner delicious? I know mine was.
Yeah, the dinner was really delicious. And I enjoyed the dessert. Yeah.
Yes, I can confirm. He actually did eat the dessert.
Now, we know you have enjoyed the evening thus far, and I know that you also enjoyed the keynote address by Miss LaToya Francis, our Proud of Them alumna, and the poetry by Miss Lauren Williams, and we will now resume our program.
Tonight, we will be intertwining more performances from young creatives between each of the award segments.
And the awards are the best part of the night, offering a glimpse into the excellence, ingenuity, and innovations of the honorees. The honorees, you are quite literally our guests of honor, and we can't wait to hear your stories as we reward your excellence.
Tonight, there will be 3 award segments, and in advance of each, we will begin by bringing our honorees or their proxies forward as we air short videos about each of them. After each video, they will join us on the stage to collect their award, where we will capture the special moment with a photo.
Tonight, each honoree will be presented with a check valued at $1,000 and a certificate of achievement. We ask you to hold your well-deserved applauses until the conclusion of each award segment of the 5 honorees.
And with that, we will invite our first set of honorees to join us. Miss Sandra Watler, collecting on behalf of honoree Aiden Watler, Alana Warwick-Smith, Ashley Powell, Miss Glenita Logan, collecting on behalf of honoree Danica Lynn, Devor Bonilla.
And we'll now welcome the Honorable Minister Bernie Bush and Head of Youth Services Unit Designate, Mr. James Miles, to present these awards. And ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our first honoree.
Since kindergarten through high school, I attended Cayman Prep and High, and my field of study was pretty varied. Through my early years of high school, I did pretty much every subject I could get my hands on, so whether that was languages or social sciences or humanities. But my passion at that time was definitely sciences and math.
When Aiden was born, he was severely ill and had to be air ambulanced out as soon as he was born. So I hadn't seen him for the first week of his life. And that stemmed the relationship we had. We spent many times in hospital, many air ambulances. So it created a resilience. And it also meant in school, there were challenges, especially with other children and how they treated him. He was very small. He wasn't even on the growth chart at some points. But he had a voice. And so we said, well, that's what you need to use.
When I was a small child, I did Gimme Story, and I enjoyed that. One day, my mom picked me up from school and said, Rundown is hosting open auditions, let's go. And I remember it was a highlight of my day because she took me to Burger King before we went. And she got me this massive Whopper, and I was so happy. And so then we drove to the theater, and I had just finished my Whopper, and I was really happy about this. And so Dr. Matu, who's the creative director of the CNCF, I auditioned for him, and that audition, I think, was where we really formed that connection.
With Aiden, he's very determined, and obviously coming out of the experiences we've had with him, and he's always known how to be very focused and not being afraid to be in the forefront. And that's why I think for him, this award means a lot. And for us to see him being selected, being nominated and selected, says a lot that he is recognized for what he does and in his own way.
My most outstanding academic achievements definitely have to be my final exams. So I achieved 8 A stars and 3 A's at GCSE. I did well in a wide range of subjects, like I mentioned. And then at A level, I would say this is my proudest academic achievement, was doing the further mathematics course. It was the first year our school had ever offered it, and I was the only student to take and complete the course. And I finished it with an A, and I think that is by far my proudest achievement. Receiving this award has, really triggered a period of self-reflection for me. I owe it to, the island that created me, but more than that, I feel a really deep conviction that I want to improve things and give back to the place that birthed me.
I grew up in West Bay. I like to say born, bred, and never leaving. West Bay is the definition of a community, and it's somewhere I've always felt safe and I've always felt loved.
Growing up, she was just always a very delightful child to be around. When Alana was probably around 11, 12, 13, she started volunteering at the Humane Society. Also, she volunteered quite a bit for Flag Day for Jasmine program. So she was always getting involved in the community. So I could see definitely in her future that she was going to do some amazing things.
I think growing up in West Bay always taught me the value of being a good neighbor. Everyone has a part to play in making sure that Cayman is a safe and wonderful place to live.
She's tenacious, does not take no for an answer, and will achieve goals that most people could only dream of. If Alana says it's going to get done, it's going to get done. And you don't have to worry about how well it's going to be done because it's going to be done to the very best.
I have been a member of Rotaract Blue Cayman Islands since July 2018, and I was president in 2020 and 2021, so they call me the pandemic president. Some of the community service projects that I've been involved in and that I'm really proud of, we have an annual project called Put Your Best Foot Forward. So that year we raised over $10,000 and we were able to provide school shoes to kids in Cayman and Cayman Brac. Every year at Christmas, we go to Sunrise Adult Training Center and we decorate the Christmas tree with the clients there. And it's so nice because I think in the world, it's very easy to feel very separate from people, but when you actually get together, we're all so similar. So those are two of my favorites.
I am so, so proud of her. I can't tell you. When she told me, I cried. I was like, yes, you deserve this. She's my star.
Ashley is a perfectionist, always very organized and curious about things. She was at home during the summer, and her brother had 2 Xboxes that were broken, and she put it together to make one to make it work. And that was the beginning of her interest in cybersecurity and computer.
For my associates, I was at UCCI and I did an Associate of Arts in Business Administration. And then I left in 2016 to pursue a Bachelor's of Business Administration in Cybersecurity at the University of Texas at San Antonio.
I've known Ashley Powell for the last 6 years. She joined our team as an intern at SEMA, where we work on many complex matters to do with cybersecurity. She became a very integral part of our team. Ashley quickly learned a lot of the fundamentals of cybersecurity, and within a few years, she was literally at the top of her game. And I am one of the persons who benefited from her quick learning, because our team got much, much better with her on it.
One of the most outstanding achievements that I'm proud of would be graduating with a 4.0 GPA from one of the top-rated universities for my career field of cybersecurity. And shortly after I graduated, when I returned home in 2019, I had a paper published in a scientific journal that I had written during school. I do one day hope to lead organizations, both large and small, because I think small organizations are a bit overlooked sometimes, but I do hope to help them navigate all their cyber risks. So I guess becoming a lead cyber risk advisor. So I would like to thank my supporters, namely my mom, for always supporting me and pushing me to be the best that I can be. And I've also would like to thank my career mentors, Miss Pamela Green, the CISO for Government, Alessandro Morris, and Alex Simonova at Deloitte.
I grew up in the district of Bordentown, and to grow up there, it felt like everyone around was family.
Well, when she was born, she was premature. She was only born 1 pound, 12 ounces. She could have literally fit in the palm of your hand. She was that small. So like to see her now and where she is, what she's doing, if you ever seen her on the track, you'll know that she's come a very, very long way from when she was born.
I am currently at Lincoln University of Missouri. I am studying business administration and criminal justice. My coach and my family inspired me to get into track and field. When I got older, I realized that I love the sport more and more every day. My favorite thing about track and field is going overseas to compete, not only for myself, but for my country.
I've known Danica approximately 11 years now in the capacity of her coach. She has been running with Mustang Track Club for quite some time now. She has been a hard worker. She has been dedicated to what she does. She had a huge personal best in the 100 meter last year. So what I can say to her is just continue working hard, stay focused, stay on track, and sky's the limit.
My biggest achievement was going overseas to Argentina to compete in the Youth Olympics Games and the Island Games held in Gibraltar, Spain, where I won 2 silver medals in the 100 sprinter and the 4x1 relay. My most outstanding academic achievement was making the Dean's List for spring 2020 and fall 2020.
I remember her in primary school doing her first inter-primary sports day, and we were all like, whoa, wait, what? So to see that she's going over there and excelling, this is her 2nd year in university over there, so to just see how far she's come is a major accomplishment for her.
It feels amazing to be selected as a Proud of Them honoree. I'd like to thank my nominator, Glenita Logan, and my reference, Tyrone Yen. They have been supporting me throughout this whole process.
I grew up in Bontown, Grand Cayman, Cayman Islands. I had a loving mother and father. My father passed away roughly when I was 12, turning 13 years old. But growing up still, it was a fun, nurturing time. I had a kind, nurturing mother, and she even sent me off to go to school in the United States for high school and for college.
Daver is the youngest of 4 boys, so just imagine, they had him spoiled. He was so active. I knew he would excel because he always took control of situations. So I knew that he was going places. And then at a young age, when he joined the Cadet Corps, he was always there on the forefront.
Daver is very dedicated to whatever it is that we ask him to do. He's there for us at camps. And when I say camps, I don't mean just for 24 hours. He's there practically for 2 weeks when we have a 2-week camp. And on camp, he's not just doing marine activities, he's also doing quartermaster work, he's driving. There are times when we have to say, Bonia, you need to get some rest.
With the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps, I've been a member for over 10 years now. I started as a lonely recruit back in 2011, and I'm now made the officer rank of sub-lieutenant. I got commissioned in March of 2021, and frankly, it was some of the best years of my life so far. I have 3 degrees from Florida Tech, a bachelor's in aviation management with flight, and 2 associates of arts degrees. One is in air traffic control and one is in aviation management with a focus on dispatch. I went to school to become a pilot. I am a pilot right now. So my career goals really is to fly. I wish to fly, honestly.
I felt overwhelmed with joy when I got the notice that he had been selected. I thank the committee so much for selecting Daver. He deserves this.
I feel very honored that the Cayman Islands government and even the Cayman Islands as a whole has recognized achievements that someone in the background has done. And I really feel proud, even as my nominator, as my mother, the people who have supported me, such as Major Levy, Major Henry, and Lieutenant Colonel Baba Togaro, those in the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps who have really helped me, and especially my father. He may no longer be with me right now, but I know he's always with me in spirit and in heart.
What a truly exceptional group of young people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another round of applause.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Lloyd. Let's take a short break from our presentations with another spectacular performance. Always on beat and skilled in the art of dance, let's give a warm round of applause for Proud of Them alumni, Cassidy Davis Quintero.
Everybody wants to be, an innovator. You have to have something in which to draw from, And it doesn't make any sense to just all of a sudden just decide, all right, well, I'm going to be an innovator. Because you don't make that decision. It comes from the consciousness of people. If you happen to interject into that consciousness, then perhaps you will innovate, you will have the new sound, but it's not something that people decide that they're going to do. It happens organically. If we want to know where we're going, we have to know where we've been. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be, an innovator. is history. Cats now they want to be stars right away, but then if you don't feed your brain and get to the knowledge of history, then you know, what do you have to build on? What are you saying? You have to have something in which to draw from, you know. I think that, you know, with jazz, it's especially beautiful because you're always a student. You never are not a student, you know. And it doesn't make any sense to just all of a sudden just decide, all right, well, I'm going to be an innovator. Because you don't make that decision. It comes from the consciousness of the people.
Thank you, Cassidy.
Please now turn your attention back to the screens as we highlight another group of tonight's honorees.
And we will now welcome His Excellency the Governor, Martin Roper, and Head of Youth Services Unit Designate, Mr. James Miles, to present these awards. And let's take a look at our next set of awardees. Let's invite Ms. Sandra Abrahams, collecting on behalf of the J. Lyons, John Reno Jackson, LaShawn Sims, Liana DaCosta, and Lucas McField.
I've known DJ Lyons for 4 years as her teacher, chemistry teacher first, and green team leader, and then basically mentor for Protect Our Future. And I've nominated her because she demonstrates immense leadership, great compassion for her island and for her community. DJ has many passions, from dance to environmentalism. Her big heart is really why she deserves this. She's someone who is an active listener to her peers, will step up in leadership roles that are sometimes scary. I mean, she's represented this country on a national level and on an international level with COP26.
I was at Clifton Hunter for 3 years, and then I transitioned to Cayman International High School. Currently, I am attending Basketball University, and I'm studying global development and sustainability. The first one that I was really involved with, and I think the one that really fueled my passion, was the cruise port referendum that happened a couple years ago. We were the kids that did all the different posters and protests out by Eden Rock, because that was something that we really treasured and cherished for ourselves, and our community and our culture, because that place is so significant to not only us but the Cayman Islands, right? We have done a lot. I helped to create one of the first regional boot camps. So it's an environmental boot camp, and the first regional boot camp that we created was catered to the Caribbean. When I come back home, it won't only be to create policy change, but it'll be to actually work with the kids so that when they get to my age, they know what kind of solutions that they want for themselves, what they want to see in our environment, in our community, and in our society.
Very, very honored to be a part of her journey. I think she's well deserving of it. I have also instilled many values in a lot of young persons, and she has displayed a lot of qualities that envision the realm and the pathway of all young people and where they want to be. And she has really, really demonstrated leadership, and for that I'm proud.
So I feel very elated, blessed, honored, you name it, I probably feel it. I never got here on my own, and I think it's very important not only for myself but for my fellow honorees to recognize that, because it is impossible to do half of the things that we do by ourselves without our mentors, because it was not an easy road, but we are here, and I hope that I continue to make everyone proud as well.
So I grew up in Savannah, and it was interesting growing up back then because Cayman was smaller, so you could go door to door. You know, I grew up playing in swamps, grew up hanging out with people. It was more casual, and then we moved to West Bay when I was a teenager, and then you could see the progression to Cayman.
He was reading fluently from the time he was 4 years old, and really always drawing and lining things up. He was always looking for patterns and shapes in things, and he would arrange them to where they looked like something that even though they weren't.
So in 2020, I was accepted to do a residency program in Portugal at Pata Studios. I was the first Caymanian to ever attend that course. And it was really influential for me because I got to spend time with a lot of other artists, which is something that I think a lot of young Caymanians should try to do in their time, is do residencies. I also got accepted to another residency program in Aruba called Caribbean Linked, and that's going to be 2022 summer.
Try to hone in on what your children want and try to point them and guide them in the right directions to reach that potential, rather than just being so focused on, especially in this community where everyone feels like their kid has to fit in a box, and if they don't fit in a box, they're going to be judged by society that we live in. Let them find their way, and that's what makes all of us happy in the end.
The qualities that I see in Reno that make him a suitable honoree are that he is hardworking. When he says he's going to do something, he pretty much does it. He likes to break boundaries in his art, and he always tries to represent the Cayman Islands as best as he can. He also loves to encourage the younger generation as well to pursue art and pursue their dreams no matter what they are.
It's an honor to be selected as a Proud of Them honoree. I think it's something that a lot of young Caymanians should strive towards, as it's just a great thing for the community, and I think it's good to honor young Caymanians and their achievements. And lastly, I'd like to thank the Ministry of Culture, the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands, my family, my friends, everybody who's supported me so far and continues to support me to this day.
I grew up in Georgetown off Elgin Avenue on Sims Lane. After graduating from John Gray High School, I went on to UCCI, where I started my associate's degree in business administration.
From a child, we've always seen her, how she obeys her mother. And then through the years coming up, she was one of the first members of the youth arm of the PPM, which is now the Progressives. And being able to work at Cayman Airways and run this successful business shows that she's a well-organized, hard-working person.
To this date, one of my greatest achievements was opening my business. So I am the owner of the Baby Boutique. It's located in Cayman Brac, Spot Bay. The vision just came to mind. I saw this building, actually one trip we went over, and I said I wanted to open a store in Brac, and I felt like there wasn't enough resources there. So instead of people having to come over to Grand constantly, I brought the idea to my mom and I said, let's do this business. So we opened the Baby Boutique back in 2018.
I think you need to spend more time with your kids from a young age, getting involved with everything that they do, and as they get older, still keep in their life, you know, to push them on to do better and just strive for the best.
The most fulfilling part is being able to leave my full-time job at the end of the day and just go into my business. It can be overwhelming at times, but at the same time, you're grateful.
Oh, I am very proud and very happy for her, and it's just joy to know that I had lived to raise her and for her to reach this far.
I just like to thank the people who've supported me, who continue to support me, especially my mom. She's been a big part of this and to get this business to where it is, so yeah.
From a very early age in Leanna's primary school, she was always an honor roll student. She always set high expectations for herself.
I recently graduated from the University of South Florida with a 3.8 GPA, a degree in Bachelor's of Science, and a major in Biomedical Sciences. I'm currently a member of the Leos Club of Grand Cayman. In university, I was a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success, and I was also a dance member on the Cultural Caribbean Exchange Club. In high school, I was a part of the Student Council, and I was also the captain of the Year 11th girls swim team.
Leanna basically is a high achiever. She's very humble. Sometimes I have to encourage her, oh Leanne, you don't have to have a title to be a leader because you're already doing what it takes.
At the young age of 10, I performed at the Talent Exposition of the Arts, so that led me to participate in the National Children's Festival of the Arts, and I was a participant for about 6 consecutive years.
She will achieve greatness because of how hard she worked.
One of my greatest achievements in life thus far was being crowned the Miss Teen Cayman Islands in 2016. I learned a lot throughout that journey, and it has shaped me into the person that I am today.
I just want to say to Leanna, continue being that loving, caring, and humble person, and always keep God first in your life, and He will pave the way for you.
I feel very honored and proud to be selected as an honoree and to be recognized for my hard work and dedication over the years. I'm also very grateful for the opportunity to be a role model for my peers and younger children.
I grew up in the district of Town, and it was really quiet. I went to school with a lot of my neighbors, so even after school we hung out a lot, and it created that kind of family culture.
Growing up, he was definitely shy. Lucas was very shy. If he needed something done, he would come to me and be like, can you go? But definitely the past couple of years, with him maturing and, being a part of different organizations, he's definitely came out of that shell.
The career that I'm in is human resources, where I started as the HR assistant, then got promoted to the HR officer, and now I'm the assistant manager of human resources. I love what I do, and I believe once you love what you do and you're passionate about it, you never work a day in your life.
Lucas is a very personable individual. He takes his role serious in HR. He is very compassionate to employees and even persons within the community.
I nominated Lucas because I saw this as an opportunity to really highlight how far he's come and how much he's transformed throughout the past years, seeing how he went away, got his degree, came back, and the impact he's made in his career. I definitely wanted to highlight his passion.
Some of the organizations we've worked with is Humane Society of the Cayman Islands, Jasmine Hospice Care, and many of the Chamber of Commerce volunteer opportunities that they have.
Lucas, this is a well-deserved accomplishment. You have exceeded within the organization that you work for and the work that you have done in the community thus far. I wish you well, and I know you will continue to make us proud.
Just wanted to say on behalf of our family and friends that we're really proud of you and all that you've done, and keep going because you are definitely destined for amazing and great things.
Congratulations to our second set of honorees. I am genuinely so proud of the youth highlighted in each of those videos. I felt that now would be the perfect time for another vibrant performance. So let's enjoy the familiar sounds of the steel pan as we showcase a talented young man with a rhythm uniquely Caribbean. Help us welcome Mr. Joshua McLean. and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Mr. Joshua McLean.
And now our final videos will highlight the final 5 Proud of Them honorees for 2022. And please turn your attention to the screens once more.
We will be joined by Miss Andrea Brown, collecting on behalf of honoree Mohindra Brown, Mr. Selburn Christian, collecting on behalf of honoree Natalia McCoy, Okezie Eluanya, Reagan Ruddy, and Tashelle Dawson.
And we'll now welcome former Minister for Culture, Mr. Dwayne Seymour, and Head of Youth Services Unit Designate, Mr. James Miles, to present these awards. So let's take a look at our final 5 honorees.
Well, I grew up in the lovely district of Northside. It was amazing. It was very cultural. You got to understand much about plants, about food produce, about farming. It was amazing.
Mohindra is quite a fearless character. She is one of 5 siblings, and growing up, she was very caring, very loving.
I wanted to be a surgeon because I love science, and then I got introduced to the National Youth Culinary Program, which I got exposed to the idea of being a chef. And then it kicked off from there, and now I am right now working on being a chef.
Some of the qualities I see Mohindra are, very hardworking, caring, a perfect example of what a Proud of Them honoree should be like.
I also love a lot to help the community and help young people as well to speak on how they're feeling, to voice their opinions and voice their emotions and what they're going through. I have been involved in Youth Flex radio show. I was the music director and I was the co-host along with the host, so I got to go through all the seats. I was also the president of the Cayman Island Youth Assembly, and I also was the prefect and the deputy prefect of the National Youth Culinary Program. So my grandmother most definitely inspired me when it comes to the kitchen. My mom, she inspired me when it comes to my motivation and to keep trying and not giving up that easy.
Well, Mohindra, you've come a far way. I've watched you at cook-off competitions with fire in your eyes, and I know that blaze is going to continue, and I know you will be successful.
It was very funny. I got called at 10 o'clock in the night when I was trying to submit a paper, and I was like, what? And then when I heard that call, I was like, that's the last push I needed in that moment. Like, you got this, keep going. So it feels amazing. I have my family standing behind me in my wonderful island to push me, and that's what matters right now.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Natalia since she was a toddler, and I've watched her and had the pleasure of watching her grow to a sophisticated, mature, and collected young lady. Natalia is the perfect young lady for this award because she's confident, but most importantly, she's kind, and she has a determined spirit to persevere even when challenges come her way.
Natalia was really a very feisty child, not in a negative sense, but she was always determined and she never took no for an answer.
Right now, I'm involved in a society called Handprints Scotland, and in there we make prosthetics. So it's typically a biomedical engineering based society. I hope that in the future I can start a business where I design my own prosthetics for the disabled, but I specifically want to
look into research into prosthetic eyes. You know, we never know what the future holds for my field specifically, so I'm reaching for the sky.
When they're younger, they tend to vacillate between interests. Today they want to be this, tomorrow they want to be that. Sometimes we try to live vicariously through them in the sense that we try to tell them, I think this is the area you should go in. I think you would be better at that. But it's just to allow them to find themselves and just to facilitate and foster whatever their interests are.
I was a recipient of the CUC A-level scholarship, so I was really proud of that. That helped me get to where I am, so I'm very grateful to them. And also receiving the highest excellence award at graduation, which means I got the highest marks for the most subjects in my entire year group. I was very proud of that because it just showed how much my hard work paid off.
Natalia's heard so many things from me, but she knows the sky is the limit, and with Christ, all things are possible. We will always have her back, and she knows that she will go places, and we'll be there to applaud her every step of the way.
Thank you to everyone who's supported me, you know, my family, my past teachers, CUC, the government, just everyone who's helped me and guided me in my career so far.
I grew up in 3 different countries. I was born in the States. I lived there for half a year. I then went to Jamaica. I lived there for 6 years. And then I came to the Cayman Islands, and I've lived there since then.
He was always a very intuitive child. He wanted to explore, he wanted to learn as much as he could. He was a great reader from he was 2 years old, and so with that potential, he wanted to explore the world through books.
I am Lieutenant White of the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps, and I met Okizi through the Cadet Corps because he's a member of the John Gray Detachment. I've known him for the past 2.5 years, and I decided to nominate him because he was one of our most active cadets, and since then he has wowed me with his academics and especially his devotion to community service.
With the YMCA, I have done chaperoning for multiple children during camps, helping them have fun, and me having fun in the meantime. With the band, I've played for the public. With the Cadet Corps, I've helped with marathons. With the Pathfinders, we usually go to Windsor Park, help people, sometimes pray for them. It's a fun experience, and I enjoy making others feel better. Out of all the awards that I've earned throughout the years, I can definitely say one thing that I'm proud of are all of my CXC passes. The 10 ones, the 2 2s. I don't think I can properly explain how hard I think I worked for them. And to see that I finally got what I wanted, all those passes guaranteeing that I get to go where I'm going, it makes me very happy about myself and very grateful for the people who helped me with it.
To Okizi, I would say I am super proud of you as a parent, as a mom, speaking for both myself and your dad, Dr. Obina, and our family, our friends. We are so proud of you for this achievement, and we know you're going to do even more. You're going to do great things. You have the potential to excel, and so we did not expect anything less than from you.
I am extremely thankful to the people who nominated me for the award. Mr. Hansen, Dr. McKenzie, Ms. Eldemeyer, Ms. White, Ms. Barrett, and for my parents for helping me get here, and my friends for egging me on, and for the other teachers who really inspired me to be here, and I couldn't thank them enough for it.
There was always an indication. I mean, she was always the kid that stood out, and the coaches here at Motions Unlimited literally picked her out of the group and started training her up, and the fact that she had so much energy to continue on and do what she wanted, and she had a goal and she would set her mind to it and she would just do it.
I represented Cayman in the 2018 Commonwealth Games, the 2018 Central American Caribbean Games, 2018 World Championships, 2019 Pan Am Games, 2019 World Championships, and the 2020 Olympic Games, as well as 2 Pan Am Championships in gymnastics.
I was, 20 years old when Reagan was born, so she was the youngest of the bunch. And I took a lot of care of her and watched her go through everything, and I'm just so super proud of her, and I loved watching her on TV, and I love that my daughter just absolutely admires her, and I just think she is a great role model for especially young girls in Cayman.
Right now, being at the University of Florida, I actually coach gymnastics at a club nearby in hopes of inspiring the younger generation.
My message to Reagan is that I'm super proud of her, as she already knows. I was very fortunate to travel around the world with her. I can say that she is the ultimate ambassador for the Cayman Islands. She has made not only her parents proud, her family proud, but the Cayman Islands as well. Very, very proud.
I want to thank my parents for always supporting me and allowing me to chase this crazy dream. Thank you to everyone who's always been there for me and definitely has gotten me where I am today. I also want to thank every coach that I've ever had for obviously getting me to where I am today and just helping me through not only just troubles in the gymnastics world, but through life issues. And as well as God for blessing me with all the opportunities He has given me and keeping me safe through everything.
I grew up in Cayman Brac, specifically Spot Bay. To grow up in Cayman Brac felt like a breath of fresh air. It was always nice to be able to go outside at any time, feel safe and secure. It felt like love all around. Everyone felt like family. There's definitely no place like home.
Tasha was always a curious child. She always had an interest in what was going on around her, not only with herself, but with others. She cares about anything and everything and everyone.
I currently am a part of my school's netball team, which I just started, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm also a part of the Leo's Club of Cayman Brac, and that is great. It always feels nice to be able to give back to my community. Another accomplishment was me participating in the overall cooking championship of the Cayman Islands and placing second. It was a big achievement for me because it was my first time competing.
I know Tasha over a year, and I've had the opportunity to coach her for the National Youth Culinary Cook-Off. One of the qualities I personally can identify is whenever I ask her to do something or try to show her something different, she never yet be like, I can't do it. Her attitude is always, how can I do it?
Growing up, I always said I wanted to participate in a career that felt like I was helping other people, and I later on discovered my love for psychology, so I'm currently on my journey of becoming a cognitive psychologist.
As her mother, people might say that you're biased, but I see so much in her. We don't just say it because we're your parent, or we don't just say it because we love you, but we see something in you that is worth recognizing.
So Tasha, I want to say to you good luck and all the best in your future. Whatever you aspire to do, I know that you can do it.
I would especially like to thank my sister because she pushed for me to be nominated, and she's always encouraged me and made me feel like I could do anything as well that I put my mind to.
And thank you, Minister Bush, His Excellency, and Mr. Seymour, and Head of YSU Designate, Mr. James Miles, for assisting us with tonight's awards presentations. We wish to congratulate each of tonight's honorees. You all are truly amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, please join us in giving them another round of applause.
That's right, Lloyd. They are indeed amazing. I'm very eager to learn more about them and their achievements over the coming weeks. The billboards are a sign of the hard work, relentless dedication, and acts of service that have led to this night's celebrations.
Yes, and Cayman is proud of our honorees. Our audience can see that the present and future are indeed both bright and encouraging. So please join me in making a continued commitment to support these honorees and other young people aspiring for excellence.
We invite all of you to help us share this initiative by continuing to nominate other youth and learning more about the Proud of Them program and Round 13's honorees by visiting the Proud of Them section on the Youth Services Unit website at www.ysu.ky. You can also like or follow the Youth Services Unit on Facebook and Instagram at Cayman Islands Youth.
And we also ask that our honorees and their proxies who collected awards tonight please join us for the group photos to commemorate this milestone evening after the final item on tonight's agenda.
In conclusion, we will share a video of our chairman of the Proud of Them Selection Committee, Mr. Tavis Walters, also an esteemed Proud of Them alumnus.
And in his vote of thanks video, you will be the first to preview the new Proud of Them logo that we're excited to be debuting ahead of the next round of nominations to mark 10 proud years of this youth development initiative. And also, we thank the Kimpton Seafire for their hospitality and accommodation for tonight's ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tonight, I am tasked with giving the vote of thanks and closing this prestigious ceremony. I extend my thanks first to the 15 exceptional youth honored here tonight. Your countless contributions to culture, sports, academics, business, and so many other facets of our community have received local, regional, and international recognition. I am honored to witness this, and so are all of our guests. Thank you to our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Lloyd Barker, Ms. Mariah Tibbetts, and Ms. Latoya Francis, and all of the performers this evening. The support of our guests, nominators, and general public has been paramount to this annual youth initiative. As the chairman of the selection committee, I and my team have deliberated on more than 100 nominations this round. Many nominators provided strong and comprehensive applications, detailing all achievements for our youth. This is a sign of just how invested our community is in seeing Cayman's youth thrive. I also would like to thank my excellent committee, Mr. Andrew Harris, Ms. Brianna Bodden, and Ms. Ventisha Connolly. We were all kept busy reviewing each nominator's stories, photographs, testimonials, and the catalog of successes that were recognized tonight. In addition to many others who were strong contenders for this round and represent up-and-coming leaders that will emerge in years to come. I wish to also convey my sincere thanks to the Honorable Minister for Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, Mr. Bernie Bush, Honorable Minister for Education, District Admins and Lands, Ms. Juliana O'Connor Connolly, whose ministry was previously responsible for this initiative, to the wonderful team at the ministry and the team at the Youth Services Unit. Thank you for your support, your countless hours of strategizing and planning, which has made it possible for us to enjoy this evening. Thank you also to the cabinet members and members of parliament who were able to join us tonight. Please have a safe and enjoyable rest of your evening. And as you leave tonight, please make every effort to proudly help us build our community with youth innovation and youth excellence at the forefront. Have a good night.